Look at this. I'm joined by I'm going to say the elusive David Ghansa. It feels like I haven't said that name for ages. I don't even really want to be speaking to you right now, you know.
Mad.
You ghosted me.
I've ghosted the
I thought we were
industry.
friends.
We are friends. I've ghosted the
Do you know
industry.
what I mean? We were so close.
I'm
And now
sorry.
we're so far. But anyway, fight week.
Fight week. What time is it?
Don't worry about that. 12 o'clock start. But fight week, I know Riyadh season is something that you're not a stranger to because you've been there from the inception. Those of you that don't know, KD was probably part of the integral initial negotiations, you know, meeting up with His Excellency, getting it all underpinned. We saw when AJ gave his personal gratitude to you after he had his fight out there, I think it was with Ngannou.
It was the Walling one, the first one.
The
Yeah,
Walling one, yeah, it was that one.
that was.
Excuse me, my memory fades a little bit. But yeah, we're here. Riyadh, UK. Talk to me, KD.
Yeah, do you know what? It's nice to.
Where's that mic? You got it on?
It's here. It's
Yeah.
here. Let's talk. Yeah, do you know what? It's really nice that they did what they said they were going to do. I think from the start, when we heard their plans, it just didn't make sense how Riyadh season was going to leave Riyadh. But in all fairness to them, they've shown it from doing the shows in LA to now hosting one here. And for us, there's still so much unfinished business with the UK public. The stadiums still needed to get full. There was records to be broken, and they've allowed it to happen, especially with Anthony's name on. So I've got to give some thanks as well.
Talk to us about the significance of the venues that have been chosen. You know, we even yesterday down to the Guild Hall. One of the things that this country is very rich in is history.
Yeah.
And history around boxing. So when His Excellency is looking at these, he doesn't just look at boxing for what it is.
Yeah.
He looks at it like it's almost a map and there's like a jigsaw and there's
Yeah.
loads of different pieces and he puts it together. Your experience with that?
Do you know what? When you're in a room with them and you realise that it's like an art to them, it's like they're painting a picture which it's hard to see until the actual plans come in place. So I guess when they're speaking about a lot of things like between you and I, there's a lot of venue changes, there's a lot of U-turns on things, there's a lot of site visits, like there's a lot of detail that goes into the planning of everything. So yesterday, according to all my emails and everything, we were meant to do that at Wembley Arena today, and then all of a sudden we're going here and it's this, and then in a record-breaking time they've turned it around and made it look phenomenal. Yesterday, it was great being in that venue. I'm not really too deep into the British culture like that, but when you're in rooms like that, you can kind of feel the heritage of the country. I don't know how I feel about that, but
I understand what you're
you
saying.
know what I'm saying
Of
without
course.
saying it. But yeah, like it was nice, and I think there's so many barriers that like some people thought it was a church and whatnot, and when you're looking online, you just really think like, how do people from the Middle East choose these things? But on part of that, like I said, their team is so deep. They've got graduates from Oxford, Harvard, like they're all internationally educated. It's a business. It's not just a promotion. Do you know what I mean? It's bigger than that.
The business side of it, I've got to talk to you about your fighter. You sat there proud. It's a very nice cap actually, but I won't ask you for one because you'll only let me down and not give me one. But anyway, how's his camp been and how is he feeling leading up towards this fight? And even up to like the press conference yesterday, his demeanour, he's so calm, cool, collected.
Yeah, do you know what? I was saying it earlier. It's like there's a lot of, I don't know how to explain it. I just say silence. I just feel like we've got to a point where everybody just knows their roles. It's like he could just nod at someone in the team and they'd be like, oh, okay, cool, that's that. And him and Ben Davison will look at each other and it's like that. And then it's just like it's a very say less environment where everybody's just doing what they need to do and it all comes together very, very nicely. So I just think that there's a lot less on him other than to worry about his fight. So for that, I'm happy. Just locks himself down and trains, and the fight night's here already.
Is it like just another day in the office for him? He's not a stranger to stadiums. He's not a stranger to fighting in front of large audiences. He's now not a stranger to criticism as well as the praise. Does he just take this all in his stride right now? Have you seen an evolved Anthony Joshua, is what I'm saying?
Do you know what? I always come back to these conversations and just feel like some people you always... there's some people who like pray hard, there's some people that visualize, there's some people that manifest, and there's some people who know where they've been. And I feel like with him, even from the start, like it felt like nothing was new. Like there was just this aura of, like, I remember when we came to when he was on Calf Watch's undercard here, but I don't know if you remember those Matchrooms days, everything was still very much about him. So it was like a big night for him, and I don't think it really showed any nerves, and it's all just preparation for what it is. So I just don't feel like he has those nerves and that pressure on him that others would have and others would think he has, because he just kind of walks in his power with it. Do you know what I mean?
When I look at that IBF belt, I seen it on the table yesterday, and sometimes the way Anthony Joshua thinks, the way he acts, I can relate to it. So I'm looking at that belt and I'm seeing that it's mine. That's something I had already. You've got it, and I'm going to take it back. What's his mindset towards winning the belts? He's won them already. Yeah. All right, he didn't become undisputed.
Yeah.
But he was unified. So when he sees that, what are his thoughts towards that belt? Or is it just the point of another day at the office, won the belt already, I don't really care?
Do you know what? I feel like just knowing how he is with materialistic things is...
He's not materialistic,
so
is he?
Yeah, so let's look at that. It's like he's very much like... I don't think the belt is something that he's got his eyes on saying, yeah, give me that belt. I think it's everything that comes with the belt, which is what is part of his plan.
Which is?
To be a three-time world champion. And that was the plan, and this is what he has to do to become that and have that attached to his name. Like it's two sides to the three-time thing, because it means you lost your belts a couple times, but I think the main thing that comes out of it is that you carried on going to get them back. So when you look at like the Evanders and the people who've done it, the applaud is not giving up and realizing that in sport you win some, you lose some, but you keep going. So I think that's, for me, is what he's looking at. Like, let me regain that status of being a world champion.
And I see it like that. I understand when you say like 3-time, 2-time, whatever it means they've lost. But, you know, speaking about that, I do believe that the reason why he is the way he is because he's had to endure those experiences.
Yeah.
Because it makes you know yourself. You can win all the time and it's great and everyone loves you and you are the, you know, the top guy. But what really tests you is when everything is taken away from you. Because you lost it, don't get me wrong, it's down to you, there's accountability. But it's that get back, and it's the fact that, like you said, he's not giving up. He keeps on going because he wants to get that back. It's not the belt itself. It's the status of being that world champion again.
I just think there's so many, because when I look at Usyk he's been an undisputed champion in 2 divisions. Like, those accolades attached to his name are great, and he's beat everyone in his divisions and his era. Like, so everyone's journey is completely different. So I think AJ's journey is great. Usyk's journey is great. Even Tyson Fury's great. Tyson Fury's a 2-time world champion as well, who probably has the aspirations to become a 3-time world champion as well. So, sometimes it's just numbers attached to your name. But when you look at things like Olympians, like some of those guys went to the Olympics and lost their first bout, but you're still an Olympian forever. No one can take away the fact that you got there, because a lot of people couldn't even get there. So got to wear those accolades as well without making them define you, if that makes sense.
What would you say that when you obviously you know him as your friend, he's not just a business partner. You've known him and you've been here from the beginning. What do you think he wants the most out of his career before he'll finally like think, you know what, I've done all I've needed to do, and I'm happy to like walk off into the sunset?
Uh, it's hard to speak for him because, like I said, we kind of look at the journey as project by project. So, there, years ago, there was this narrative of the road to undisputed, and we knew the roadmap. You got to collect that belt, and you got to defend it against this person, and then go and challenge for another one, and blah blah blah. But I feel like right now it's focusing on that status that we just spoke about, getting the win on the weekend, and then after that, and I'm just gonna put it in the air, like he beats Daniel Dubois on Saturday night, and then there's two questions that we have to answer ourselves because there's just so many scenarios, and this is where, like, when you look at it, there's an undisputed fight to wait for, but then that's also depending on who wins that fight, because we're talking so ahead of ourselves, but there's Tyson Fury and there's Alexander Usyk. He will not forgive himself for not giving the British public, let alone the world, the Tyson Fury fight. And let's just say Tyson Fury loses against Usyk. That we've already had it with Wilder, where it's like it's another one from the generation that got away. I'm not saying it's completely out the window, but it's going to be sad that we never saw AJ Wilder in their prime. I know we tried to make it several times, but Tyson Fury, AJ, we want to see it. And if Tyson don't have a belt and AJ does have a belt, we still want to see it.
Yes,
but
we
then
do.
there's also the question mark of chasing the greatness of the undisputed belt again. So I'm not saying he can't do both. These are the things that we will have to look at, but it's all down to him. But we can't really look past Saturday until Saturday comes. But I always tell you that I look past Saturday because there's a roadmap to look at. So
Saturday is impending, it's coming, we're a day away. How do you see the fight going on Saturday?
I don't like saying it. I'll say it off camera. I think I said it to you, but I just see Anthony's hand being raised, and there'll be a lot of respect for Daniel as long as the fight's clean and the young man can come again. He'll still have some good nights in the sport, but unfortunately it's not his night.
I'm going to finish off with just a little bit about what 258 are up to. I'm looking at your roster. I was online looking at your fighters, and you seem to have trimmed it down a bit. Is there any potential of, signing new fighters? I know Delicious Ori's just come out of the Olympics. Any fighters that you're looking at? Are you looking to bolster the stable, or literally to develop the stable that you've got, develop the fighters that you've got so far? Are you happy with that number? Lots of questions there, but
Yeah, lots of questions in there. 258 related.
yeah.
Yeah, do you know what? I've always said it that it's a family-run business, so we're very selective of who we let in the family.
And who are you keeping there?
Yeah, and who we keep in there, and who wants to stay. You don't beg
Works
people to
both
stay.
ways.
Yeah, it works both ways. But at the end of the day, it is a business as well, so it has to make business sense, not just financial sense. But I guess for the direction, it's more being on a journey with people. That's what we're all about. I think where boxing has become so financial, people lose sight of what it is. And I think that where the morals and the values of the company were brought in to help develop athletes past sport. So like I said to you, the company was started by a boxer who didn't like the way other people are being managed. But I feel like when you look at the sport, we've set so many trends that a lot of the boxers have now seen the right way to be managed and to keep as much money as they can whilst being fair for paying the people who work for them as well. And yeah, so there's a lot of questions in there. We are looking to sign people. There are a few people that we're in conversations with, but like I said, it's like a relationship. Just because you might want to date me doesn't mean I want to date you. So
Yeah, I'll take the hint.
same as with the working, it's just there's a lot of people that want to be part of 258, but it's, can we deliver the job that you want? Can we see us taking you in the direction? Do you fit in the family? Like, there's just a lot. I'm not saying it's an exclusive club, but it's an exclusive club. So it is what it is.
Advice to any young fighter that is embarking on their professional career. What advice would you give to that young fighter?
Take your time. Surround yourself with honest, good people. Trust the team, trust the process. Don't rush decisions. Seek a lot of advice before making decisions. And when you do make your decisions, stand on them and just roll with it. So yeah, I think the main advice I'd give to these young boxers is perfect your craft, man. Like, all of the other stuff will come, but be good in the ring. Don't just have loads of followers. Don't just make flashy videos. Don't just think you're a businessman. You got to deliver in the main thing, and the main thing is your boxing. So that's my advice. Get your head down and do that. You don't have to worry about the rest. Will come. The rest will come.
I love it. Listen, thank you so much for your time. I wish you
Thank
all
you
the
for
best
yours.
on Saturday night.
Thank you.
You know, may the best man win and all that. Everybody, David Ghansa, a huge part of 258. He's in the shadows, but he grafts hard.
Shadows.
People say I'm toxic, and honestly, I don't care.